excellent, excellent. Welcome everybody to our Wednesday midweek oasis that we call it here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. I want to welcome you all as Richard Robinson would do and say, hello, church family. Tonight is a special Wednesday night because there's a ton of activity going on this date. And I wanted, for those that are in numerology, today is 2/2/22. And two's my lucky number. That's the number I start out with on the lotto. So, yay, it's a special night. So much is going on. But let's talk about what's for tonight and why we call it Oasis. It's a place where we can be together as a community to be spiritually refreshed between Sundays. We present our Wednesday night services in what we call our version of satsang style, where we have a wonderful speaker come in and speak for about 20 minutes or so. Maybe they'll bring some exercises. Maybe we'll do breakout rooms. We never know what we're going to get. All we know is it's going to be informal, intimate, and rich. And that's the intention. We hope you experience that tonight. Now, I have a special note about our Wednesday night service tonight. Bonnie Gonzalez is zooming in from Mexico, Lake Chapala, I think she told me, and that's near Jalisco. And she said, will you ask everyone to grab a piece of paper and a writing instrument so they can participate in an exercise for our service tonight? So I'm giving you fair warning. Grab a piece of paper and grab a pen or pencil or crayon, or that's all my mother allowed me to have was a washable crayon. So get that off the wall. So bring gather it now. Now's the time to gather it because you don't want to miss what Bonnie's got for us tonight. As we honor the beginning of Black History Month, we also wish a blessed Imbolc. I'm probably not saying that right, but I looked it up. It's a Gaelic traditional festival. It was Groundhog Day today. So that means we're looking towards when spring is going to begin. Also, it's the Lunar New Year as we commence the year of the tiger. Roar! It sounds like we're going to have a lot of energy this Lunar New Year. Lots of things to celebrate as we go into, but mostly it's the beginning of Black History Month. So our annual theme is Wonder, Wonder Everywhere. Every Sunday we've been having chats and talks about that on Wednesdays, but we have a new monthly theme starting tonight, the inner life. And as I said during our social period, the Wednesdays that happen before Sunday are most interesting because you're going to get a little bit of flavor of what the theme is before the Sunday service. So there's no one better to deliver that than our speaker tonight, Bonnie Gonzalez. I'll tell you a little bit more about her in just a second. If you're joining us for the first time, we welcome you. You obviously found our webpage. Down in the lower left-hand corner is a place you can submit your email, and that would address, and that will give you the ability to receive a wonderful weekly newsletter that tells you everything that's coming up in the week with all the Zoom links and all the requirements you need to participate. And that will come into your email, and it's called the Village News. So if you'd like to participate in that, please check that out, lower left-hand corner of our webpage. Also, if you haven't done it already, we ask that you turn off your microphone and your camera at this time. If you don't do that, our Zoom team will do it for you. I don't want anything to be abrupt and to be surprised, and goodness knows they want to turn me off sooner than later. So, but what that really does is in Zoom, it improves the quality of the transmission. So by doing that, you're helping make this even a better event to hear and to see. So now it's time for me to introduce our speaker tonight. She's coming from Mexico, but she also is a world traveler. Her topic tonight is Who Am I and Why Am I Here? It's more like, where are you, Bonnie? That's what I want to know. Let me tell you why I say that. She is coming in from Lake Chapala in the Jalisco area of Mexico. Bonnie is a registered nurse, a religious science practitioner based in Drogheda. I hope I said that right, Ireland. So she gets from one end of the universe to the other. She travels regularly with her wonderful husband, Tito. She's a professional life coach, a licensed soul collage facilitator, and a doula for grief. Bonnie currently has a weekly program on New Thought Media Network. Oh, we have a celebrity in the house tonight. And it's entitled You Doula for Grief. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're doula for grief. I'll doula for grief. You do doula for grief, Bonnie. How's that sound?
Yes.
She's our doula with the purpose of demystifying grief, bringing grief out of shadows of life, and illuminating its gifts and state of grace. Bonnie was born in South Carolina and moved to Washington, D.C. at the age of 10. Then on to San Francisco Bay Area she came in 1989. Bonnie and her husband Tito relocated to Drogheda in Ireland in 2020. This is her home base as she and Tito explore and experience lifestyles and cultures of other countries. They are enjoying being true global citizens. And she's warming up the globe as she goes. So there you go. Bonnie is also secretary on the Centers for Spiritual Living Global Services Committee. She co-facilitates our Compassionate Attention to Loss Ministry with Zoe, which is meeting this month. I'll tell you more about that later. And she facilitates an ongoing living spiritual circle that meets every other Thursday since November of 2020. Please, everyone, warmly welcome our beloved and busy, so we're fortunate to have her tonight, Bonnie Gonzalez. Bonnie, I turn it over to you. If you could open us in prayer, that would be just terrific.
Oh, I'm just over the top with joy. I'm just so excited to be with you tonight, and even more excited to just start us out with prayer. And why don't we just close your eyes if that feels good, soften your gaze, and take a breath to arrive in this moment. Take a breath to really feel and experience the divine Holy Spirit that is always, always with us, always around. Just like the air that we breathe, that spirit is always there. Just surrounding us like that warm hug or bathrobe. Just feel the divine Holy Spirit. Just allow yourself to acknowledge how you experience the divine. And coming from that place, receive this prayer that there is only one, there is only one power, one presence, one spirit that is known by many names, Mother, Father, God, great divine Holy Spirit, but that spirit is many in name, but just one in essence, and that spirit is love. As Reverend Jeff would say, love is the greatest power of all. Love has the ability to unite, to heal, to nourish, to uplift, to take away any undesired burden. That's what love does. Love is. And I, Bonnie, am that love in this physical form. I am that love. I am the divine. And as I know that that is my truth, I know that each person on this call is an outpicturing of that divine love. Each little square there is the face of God shining back to each and every one of us. And with that knowing, I just speak my word for our time together tonight. I know that the divine Holy Spirit has already allowed this meeting is already successful. The divine has already laid out the red carpet. The divine has already laid out a delicious smorgasbord for us to enjoy. This smorgasbord is filled with food for the soul. It is filled with soul food. It is available for each person to come and take whatever is needed. Is it comfort? Is it joy? Whatever is needed, it is available right now. It is available. No worries for how much you take. Come back for seconds, come back for thirds if you so desire, because the divine is infinite in its abundance. Never a need to worry. Is there enough? There is always enough. And it is with a joyous, joyous heart that I give thanks for the knowing of the truth of why we are gathered here tonight, to really delve in and to understand who we are and why we're here. And with that, I just release my word into law that always says yes, yes, yes. And I anchor this prayer with, and so it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just taking a moment to breathe in those words that have come from the divine. I'm just breathing those words in. So thank you again. Thank you for whoever was responsible for inviting me. I know Constance called and asked if I could do this particular Wednesday night. And what is that thing about stress? Stress is when your mind is saying no, but your mouth is saying yes. Constance was asking me, and my brain was screaming, no way, you're in Mexico. Who knows what the Wi-Fi will be like? But my mouth was saying yes. So I am so happy that I have said yes. I think Judith last week asked, what's working us? I have another friend, Krista, who says, how is your heart? So my heart is just in total bliss to be here with you. And today is a special day. There's so many portals, so many things that are open. It's Groundhog Day. I hear that the groundhog saw its shadow. St. Brigitte, last year I was in Ireland celebrating that special high holy holiday. And this is the beginning of Black History Month, second day of Black History Month. And my contribution to that is that I am Black and I have history, and there you have it. There you have it. The rest will speak for itself. And so I thought about, instead of focusing on our differences, that this topic, I could present it in the way of something that unites us all. Instead of talking about our differences or what keeps us different, talking about what unites us and what makes us one at heart. And in the words of Maya Angelou, she always says that we are more alike than unalike. We are more alike than unalike. So I know with this question of who am I? And just why the hell am I here? I'm sure that that has crossed everyone's mind at some point in time in your life. And it has really become almost like a mantra for me this last year and a half. I was reflecting back on 2021, and Tito and I lived in 3 different countries, not 1, not 2, but 3 different countries. We started out in Ireland, then on to back to the US, and then down here to Mexico. And while traveling, that question comes up. And I'm going to tell the story, and I know you've heard me tell it before, but I'm going to tell it again, because each time I tell it, it gives me hope. It really gives me hope for not only myself, but for the world. And while we were in Ireland, it's like, who am I? I guess we were seen as people that needed to be comforted, or people that needed to, feel protected. So Tito and I were in this lovely Irish coffee shop. And of course, Tito refuses to speak English. So we were speaking, I call it Spanglish. I say as much as I can in either language. And so these, we were having coffee, these two little Irish women come toddling over to our table, and they were quite mature. And they both just smiled and said, "Welcome to Ireland. Welcome to Ireland. We want you to know that Black lives matter here. Black lives matter big time. And know that you are safe. Know that you're safe and welcome to Ireland." In that moment, I could have just put my head on the table and wept. Never in my XX number of years of being alive on the planet have I ever had anyone want to comfort me because of that. And because they saw us as people, they saw us as equal and as people. Everywhere we went in Ireland, people always waved, they always spoke. So many times we would go somewhere, and the first thing the person would say is, "How long are you home for? How long are you home for?" Or, "Is this your first time coming home? Is this your first time coming home?" It was like welcoming and embracing and just so loving. And I just love that. I can't wait to go back, but just a beautiful, beautiful example of how the world can be, regardless of color. And then we had to go back to the US. My sister was ill for a little bit, and I went back to really support her and care for her. And unfortunately, nothing has changed in the US from when we left until when we went back. And I just see this as an opportunity for prayer, as an opportunity for prayer. And when we got ready to go back to Europe from California, I said to my husband, "You know, I've always wanted to see what Mexico would have been like. And since we're on this side of the Atlantic Ocean, why don't we just tootle on down to Mexico and check it out for a little bit?" So that's how we wound up here in Mexico. So that was our third place to live in 2021. And then being here in Mexico, I think being in California, we just have a skewed perception or opinion or whatever of Mexico. It's definitely not accurate. This is a rich and vibrant culture with proud people who are hardworking. The art is phenomenal and incredible. Family values are just above and beyond. We don't have a car, so we take the bus a lot. And one day we had to go quite a distance on the bus. Every family that got on the bus, and I'm talking mother, father, the kids, and even the grandparents, everybody that got, all those kids that got on the bus were just happy and joyous. There wasn't any crying or discontent going on. I love because Mexico, Zoe and I and Susan co-facilitate CALM. So grief and death and dying is really close to my heart. And to be here for Dia de los Muertos was phenomenal, over the top incredible. It is by no means just one day. It is like celebration for a week, with altars outside of your home, pictures of your loved one there. They do the dead big, they do it big. So I'm just honored to be experiencing this culture, from Ireland with their friendly and embracingness, to Mexico, to their family values and embracing me and my husband. So here in Mexico, I meet a new friend. I go to lunch to have lunch or to meet someone. I really didn't know them, but I got to know them. And we were in a restaurant, and there was a gentleman that was Mexican that came over to our table, and he was just super excited. And in his broken English, he was trying to say that he thought I was some saint, or I looked like a saint, and it comes to find out I look like Octavia Spencer from that movie, The Shack. And I guess she played this really spiritual woman in that. And this guy, you would have thought that I was a saint as far as he was concerned. And he was just really gracious about it. And of course I was gracious. And when he leaves, the friend Nigel says to me, he says, "Oh, Bonnie, you can only be so naughty here because you're gonna stand out. You stand out." And I thought, well, first I was taken back by not like standing out. That didn't bother me. What I took issue with was naughty. It's like, what am I doing? Working a corner or selling? What do you mean naughty? But I just like I'm learning now to just take things into the memory bank. Just take it inward. I don't have to react verbally outward with that. Just taking it inward and saying, oh, okay. So I took that and I thought, well, if I'm going to stand out, how do I want to stand out? Who am I? What do I want people to see if I'm going to be standing out? So I let that go and I made another friend, another African-American woman. There's only maybe 3 in this little town, but I met her and we just had a wonderful day. She wanted to take me thrift shopping. So we go thrift shopping. We're finishing our shopping and we're leaving a store. And I hear someone running up behind me, shouting with glee, "Oh, curly, curly hair, curly, curly. Oh, I just love the curlies." And she proceeded to touch my hair. I almost felt like there should have been a thunderclap that came out of the sky. The doors of the shop should have closed up. The windows should have sealed over. It's like I said to myself, didn't she get the message, the memo, that you never touch a Black woman's hair? You never touch a Black woman's hair. And I'm like shocked and I look ahead to see my friend, her name is Pat, and Pat's just walking, sauntering along like nothing had happened. And I thought, she didn't even come to my rescue. I can't believe this is sisterly love. She didn't even come to defend me. And then I thought, well, Bonnie, she's a new friend, you know? Maybe her Black card got revoked or something. Maybe she's been in Mexico. She forgot the road rules. So I was more upset about my reaction to the lady touching my hair than I was to the actual deed that had been done. And I immediately came home. I called my sister and my niece, and they both had the appropriate response. Was, "What? She touched your hair?" My niece said, "And did you school her right there? Did you school her right on the spot?" And I said to my niece, I said, "School her?" I said, "I don't even think the lady knew anything about Black culture other than curly hair." It's like, what was I schooling her about? I realized the person that needed to be schooled was me. You know, I became a practitioner in 2020. So my practitioner studies are still really fresh in my brain. And there is the first year that's about how do things get to be the way they are. I hope I'm quoting it correctly. And both Margot and I, or maybe I agreed with Margot, that is a class that should be taught for anyone, regardless of whether you're going to be a practitioner or not, because it does force you to look at what you believe and how true is that. Because I started asking my sister and niece, I said, "Where did this come from that you don't touch a Black woman's hair?" I gave my version of what I thought it was about. My sister had another version, my niece had one. And I had to go back to, is this really true? And am I just identifying as a Black woman that's in need of protection, or gotta be wary of where I am because I'm gonna stand out? Am I just a Black woman with curly hair? And it's like, hell to the no, I am more than that. I am more than that. I started thinking about how many treatments have I written? How many prayers have I prayed? And the first step of the treatment, the first is the recognition that God is, or spirit is, or there is divine source, there is a creator that is filled with goodness and love and beauty and joy. And the second step is the unification, is that I am one with that. I am the divine. And it just allowed me to continue to think and to really deepen my understanding about my spiritual belief. I'm writing treatments, I'm saying prayers, but am I paying lip service to this? Am I really believing what I say when I say I am the divine? Is that just lip service? Or is it a truth? There is a phrase by Socrates says, an unexamined life is not worth living. An unexamined life is not worth living. At that time, during this time, and this is just recently, I have been doing nothing but thinking about recognition and unification. If I believe those two, how am I showing up in that realization stage? I'm in gratitude for this knowing and releasing this knowing back into the universe. I started thinking, I've been on the spiritual path for a long time. So it took me back to experiences that I have had. I remember during one time that I was meditating like maybe twice a day, continuously. And I remember once having the most profound and most deep meditation, that it was so profound and so rich and so deep that I actually saw my soul. It was beautiful. It was without form. It was the most iridescent pink color that was just imbued with gold. It was light, it was shining. It was just the most incredible. And then I continued with my contemplation of this issue of who am I, knowing that I had seen the beauty of my own soul and its lightness. And one day I was just out in nature and I saw the most beautiful, the most spectacular mountain. It was just the way the sun was backlit behind the mountain. It was absolutely just mesmerizing, incredible in its splendor, so majestic, so filling such space that it was just beautiful, so beautiful. And as I'm standing there admiring this beauty, I had this voice that just came from a deep place that I'd never heard this voice before. This voice said, I am that and so much more. I am all that beauty and so much more. I am that majestic and so much more. I felt like there was no separation from Bonnie and that mountain. There was no place that my body began or stopped. Everything was one with that mountain and spread out, just like water that had spread out. I was one with everything. That, for me, was the very first time I experienced what oneness is about. To be one with everything, to know that there is no separation, true oneness, true wholeness, true unity, true one with the divine, magnificent creator, the source. That just solidified that for me. And if that woman had not touched my hair, because it sounds like such a minor confession, if she had not touched my hair, it would not have led me to remember all these deep revelations that I have had during my spiritual practice, or just being on the spiritual path, let's put it that way. And I want to kind of wrap this part up so that we can move to the next part. But what I really want to make clear is that our answers to our most deepest questions, the most complicated questions, the most complicated, comes when we're in total stillness. This is my truth. I know that when I am in stillness, when I am quiet, it's like in the most mundane activities is when I get the answers to life's most complicated questions. And with this knowing of who I am comes, why am I here? And I have always known from an early age, second grade, I read a book that says, I want to be a nurse. I have always known that my gift to this lifetime, to the planet, is being of sacred service. And I am being in sacred service with the work that I do, with being a nurse, now with grief coaching. I am being of service. I am living my life on purpose. I am living my life on purpose. I just need to breathe all of that in, breathing it into my own consciousness, knowing that that is the truth of Bonnie Gail Morgan Gonzalez. That is the truth of who I am. I can say that I am light. I am love. And I just want you to take a moment, breathe that in. We are going to just watch a 4-minute video. And as this video plays, I have some questions in the chat box for you to answer, because once that video finishes, then we are going to move into breakout rooms. We're going to move into breakout rooms silently so that you take this information into the breakout room with you. And then when you come back, we can share, if you so desire, what was discussed. I thank you for listening. Could we have a little bit more volume?
away any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light.
Alrighty, thank you so much. I wish that could have been clearer, but it was what it was and just what you needed. So we're going to move into breakout rooms now. And I was going to say, if you find yourself in a room that somebody has a broken audio or things aren't working, please feel free to come back to the meeting. Alrighty, Alice, thank you. I put the questions in the chat box, and the chat box is visible in the breakout rooms. Thank you.
Hi, Helene. I don't know why you didn't go into a room.
Well, you know what? It asked me to go into a room. It's still recording through the breakout room right now. Should I pause it? Or is someone going to
Yes,
pause?
yes. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And is Paul still away? Because I think I need to close. I don't know if we'll have time for one share.
Well, Bonnie, let's do this.
Yes, let's do something.
Let's go in, everybody go into gallery view so we can see each other, and turn on your cameras so we can do let's try this to say in less than 5 words what our experience was. For those that really feel like they got a share. So if you raise your hand, Peter will recognize you. And let's just try to, because we need to share a little bit. That was wonderful, yes. By the way. So if we can think laser, because you know we all have to finish by 8 or Paul doesn't have a job on Wednesdays anymore. So you know we don't want that to happen. But gather your thoughts and see if you can either pick a word or a quality or something about your exchange with your partner. And Peter will recognize you and raise your hand like this, or you use your reaction button and raise your hand there so we can maybe do like a quick round robin.
Yeah. Okay, great. Eileen, go.
I like that.
I basically said that right now my purpose is to breathe and to be kind.
Oh, I love it. Oh, beautiful.
Perfect. Who else?
Where's a hand? Oh, Trip. Oh, Chris Shawson. You're
Unmute.
muted. You're muted.
There I am. An abundance of love and sharing it with everyone.
Great.
Great.
And, okay, I don't know how to do the hand thing.
Okay, Karen.
Yeah, just being reminded of how wonderful and how rich and how loving our community is and each individual in it. I guess me too.
Great. Constance. Go.
Service and love and a staff meeting because I was with Reverend Jerry.
A two for oneer.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Margot.
About the
Margaret.
experience, I met somebody brand new and we were personal and deep, and that was special.
Joan, go ahead.
Yeah, Margot, that was me. That was you. I wanted to say joy, love, and connection.
You guys are doing great. Keep it up.
Margaret. Go ahead. Unmute. Yeah.
Maggie, you gotta unmute, honey. Unmute yourself.
There.
Thank you.
It was it was enlightening, and I had a tearful day around my sister's death, and it was just really, that was really light and positive, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
I love you, Bonnie.
Reverend Jerry, go ahead.
Love all of you.
Maggie.
Love you too, honey.
Thank you.
To serve with joy was mine, and I just want to add that this was a very thought-provoking experience.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed being with Constance in this way. Thank you, Bonnie.
Great. Good. Thanks. Sabrina, go.
Yeah, I want to say two things. One, I want to say, Bonnie, thank you very much, because I understand what you meant when you said, know that you are safe and welcome to Ireland. As an African American going in different places, knowing that I feel safe is always still a big deal. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. And now I want to visit Ireland because I feel that I could be safe.
Yes.
And, you know, I was with my girl Eileen in the breakout rooms, and it's just a reminder of knowing that love and self-love is the most important thing.
Perfect.
There you are.
All righty.
Anybody else want to share? Freya? Sorry,
Freya,
Pete,
go.
go ahead.
Oh, no surprise to anyone. My loving the earth. I'm adding loving myself along with and loving life. And be able to speak about that in a way that, in a loving way that people can hear.
Great, thank you. Paul, is it okay? I just want to read something and close this part because I see time is just really flying by.
Perfect. If everybody feels complete, that's great. You did a great job on the round robin. I'm so proud of you guys. Yay, thank you.
So to the point. Okay, so really quickly, this is from Acts of Faith. Your crown has been bought and paid for. All you must do is put it on your head, by James Baldwin. There is nothing you need that you do not already have. There is nothing you need to know that you do not already know. There is nothing you want that does not already exist. There is nothing that exists that is too good for you. There is nothing anyone has that you cannot have. There is nothing more powerful, more intelligent, more sacred than you. You are the stuff life is made of. You are the essence of life. You have been chosen at this time in this place to be among the living. You come from a long line of successful living beings. You are one of the king's kids, born into the world to inherit the kingdom. You are equipped to handle anything. You live by grace, built by love. You are the cause and the reason of everything you see. You are one with source. You are creative. You are alive. What else could possibly matter? Today, I claim my divine inheritance, and so it is.
And
And
so
so
it
it
is.
Oh, wow, Bonnie.
Wow.
Are
First
these
of all,
recorded? Are these recorded? Can we go back and watch this again or listen to this again?
yes, you can, Maggie. It'll I'll tell you more. Remind me during announcements to talk about YouTube channel for you, okay?
Is the tree down, Paul?
Let me keep that for a minute. First and foremost, I really want to show our community appreciation for Bonnie. Was this not a great Wednesday night experience?
That's fabulous.
So want you to see it. Do you feel like you accomplished, Bonnie, what you wanted to do? Because I think you were outstandingly fabulous.
Oh, my heart is at peace. My
Oh.
soul is at rest. My soul is at rest. As I said, going into this, I felt loved up from Jump Street. So this has just been a balm to my soul. As you can see, I'm sweating.
Well, that's because you're in the tropics, girl. We're up here freezing. I've got a heat blanket on my lap, okay?
And I do apologize for going over. I do want to be respectful. I apologize.
I don't think anybody's upset about that yet.
It was miraculous. It was miraculous.
It was fabulous.
Thank you
Maggie,
so much. You did a fine job. Mwah.
Maggie, so this is actually something I should add to the announcement. So thank you for bringing up. Our Wednesday night service as well as Sunday when they're in Zoom are recorded. And if you go to our website, you'll see boxes underneath the Wednesday and Sunday part. It says click here for a practitioner, click here for this, click here for that. There's one that says click here for the YouTube channel. When you do that, it'll bring up a library of every one of our recorded services. And yes, you can go find it there and then you can replay it and watch it, because this is one to go back and revisit. I agree with you, Maggie.
Amen.
So that's how you navigate to do that. Now, the process is Constance will put it up probably Monday or Tuesday of next week because she's getting ready for Sunday service the next couple of days.
Okay.
So she's got to focus on that because it takes a little bit. So it's coming. So be patient Monday, Tuesday. But if once you find that YouTube channel, all of you guys, it's a resource of fabulous talks.
I use it all the time.
There you go. So Maggie, you feel like you know how to get there?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. We'll talk about the tree in a minute. So let me get to the big announcements. We have some great stuff going on, as we said. Alice, if you're ready. Big news. I'm so excited. And I've got to get somewhere that I can't. There we go. Thank you. I got to see my notes. This Sunday, everybody tell your friends about this Sunday. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. This Sunday, February 6th, Reverend Celeste Frazier. If you don't know who she is, you're going to find out. She's magnificent. I can't believe Reverend Jerry got her in our pulpit. I can't wait. She will be speaking on the subject of spiritual magnificence and the journey of the soul. So join us in Zoom with meditation at 10 and the service at 10:30. You all know because of the virus rapid spread, our Sunday service had to go back to Zoom. That will continue through the month of February and possibly beyond. We are monitoring everything, and when it's safe enough for us to rejoin in person, we will. but this will go through the month of February. Our intention is to make sure our spiritual family is safe, and we appreciate you and your flexibility. Now, once we can recover from Reverend Celeste, guess what? On Wednesday, February 9th, practitioner and ministerial student Lucian Baker will be here. Okay, talk about two whammies in 1 week. He'll be speaking on Who Am I? And Why Am I Here? Meditation at 6:30, service at 7, and our Wednesday nights are staying in Zoom. Now, I hope you've noticed the hard work that John Russell and Zoe DeMuro and Constance Chapman, Reverend Jerry, a lot of folks have done to make it easier for you to get into Zoom. One button for Wednesday and Sunday, and one password for both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's easy and much more efficient. I hope you're finding it that way. Okay? Now, it's Black History Month, and we have wonderful groups for you to join or observe or be a part of. Can't miss it. These two that I'm going to talk about are backed by popular demand. Carmen West Jefferson, one of our emeritus practitioners, is representing what she presented last month, Cast, a book study. It starts Monday, February 7th and runs through March 28th. And it's on Monday nights from 6:30 to 8. Please join her for this 8-week journey into exploring the consciousness concerning difference and hierarchy in the United States. By becoming aware, we then have the power to change that consciousness to one of unity. It's profound. It's excellent. Everybody that I've heard talk about it are coming back. If you weren't be able to do it before, here's your chance to do it again. Also, Guidance for a Spiritual Journey meets daily at noon for an half an hour, but it's slightly more lately, 45 minutes. This noontime spiritual journey started 1 year ago for Black History Month. Dodie Cheney Fernandez was the host. Deborah Jackson was a spearhead, and brilliant to bring this forward for us. It's a forum that we have no other way at church. I am a devotee to this. Now, that shouldn't scare you away, but wonderful. The daily readings and discussions are rich and full of wisdom. When Black History Month ended a year ago, we just kept going. Each day we read from Guidance for a Spiritual Journey. This is by the most fabulous Dr. Daniel Lee Morgan. He is such a brilliant, artistic, thought-provoking writer who served for over 40 years as the founder and minister of the Guidance Church of Religious Science in Los Angeles. Please check out both of these on our events page. You need to sign up for the class. And if on the events page for Dr. Dan, we call it Guidance for a Spiritual Journey, we're just going to Dr. Dan. There's a click with the password at 12 noon. It's nice and easy, no pre-registration required. Okay, with that in mind, our next item of excitement here at the center is the season for nonviolence has begun. And for the next 64 days, we will put our consciousness and attention on nonviolence. We know that when we pay attention to things, those things grow. So let's grow nonviolence as a community. When you sign up to take part, you will receive a daily email with thoughts to contemplate. You will also be able to pick up a booklet to do daily journaling. Please sign up today by going to the events page. The sign up link will also be in the Village News tomorrow. I have done this. The book, Reverend Jerry, is magnificent. Thank you so much. I can't wait to dive deeper with this. This is hosted by Deborah Jackson and Linda Wyman. Little push from Constance Chapman, always there behind us. This is a wonderful thing. Calm, another wonderful thing. Bonnie alluded to that earlier. The compassion Attention to Loss Ministry will be meeting on this Sunday, February 6th. Join with the fabulous practitioner Zoe DeMuro and our fabulous Bonnie Gonzalez for a healing discussion of honoring grief through ritual. COM is meeting on Zoom at 12:30. Details are on the events page for the website. Now, another important ritual that we've been doing is calling in a new minister through reading the covenant prayer. So follow along with me, but please please mute yourselves so I can get through this pretty clearly, okay? There is only one life. That life is God. This life is good. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with us, with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to reveal spirit, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of God as wisdom. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by Spirit. For it is written, I am filled with divine wisdom. I allow divine mind to fill my mind now. As I stated, in agreement with my beloved community, and as I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as unity in the community. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself. For I am inspiring unity and diversity, embracing and nourishing our community. I am awakening the wisdom within. I am healing and expanding our community with the power of love. I am engaging the community and building a world that works for everyone. And I am deepening family consciousness. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they are revealed in a way that illumines spirit and serves the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful God is gracious, and so it is. Ashe. As Bonnie reminds us tonight, we breathe that in knowing our covenant is answered. Our new minister is on the way and being called forth. So in the spirit of gratitude and graciousness, I thank everyone for being here tonight. And I want to remind you that as I pass the digital bowl from my beautiful Brady Bunch family that I see before me, I pass the donation bowl to each of you. I say, this gift I give is God in action. It does good work in the world and blesses creation. And so it is. Blessed impulse. Thank you so much for your time, your talent, your treasures. Reverend E says, if you want, how does she say it? Let me say it right. I love money, so money will love me. That's kind of what she says. It's from Reverend Ike's ministry from years ago. She tells me to say that, so I do whatever Reverend E tells me to do, right? There's several ways you can donate using our webpage, www.oaklandcsl.org, with the donate button. You can drop it in the old-fashioned way in the mail with our address there. You can text it at 510-327-3431, or you can use the Zelle service. You can Zelle your donation to giving@oaklandcsl.org. But please know, whatever your contribution, great or small, is, it is going to do good work that benefits not only our community, but goes out these gates and does great work in the world. All of these donations help us to work and to create a world that works for everyone. So blessed be. Thank you all so very much. I want to take a minute before we do the closing to thank some folks. First of all, Bonnie, thank you again a million times over. your first meditation at the beginning, your entire service tonight. Your exercise was just wonderful. Please look at the chats, girl. I'm sure they're on fire all about you.
Yes, yes,
I want to
yes.
thank the Zoom team and Reverend Jerry. She's always present with us on Wednesday nights. Her support here is just terrific. Peter in Portland, he's coming in from Portland. The beauty of Zoom keeps our community even tighter than it was, because we've got Bonnie as far south as Mexico, and even as far away as Ireland when she gets there, or at home when she's in Walnut Creek or Concord. But we got Peter up in Portland.
Yes.
So we also have Alice helping us out tonight, and Helene and Trisha. Thank you guys so much. You make me look good and sound good, I think. I hope. And, you know, fill out the my Yelp page. Be kind. Bonnie said, be kind. But you know, that's a miracle of an undertaking. So thank you guys. I want to thank the background folks with Constance Chapman and John Russell, always supporting. Constance, love you. Thank you so much. Thank John for me, keeping me on the straight and narrow. So, baby, I know you're here as backup for any role that we may need. And so thank you so much. I thank all of these people. I'm so grateful. Bonnie, at this time, I'm going to ask you to take us out in prayer.
Yes, and I want to be respectful of time. And as Meister Eckhart says, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, that is more than enough. So that is a big thank you. And I'm going to do a brief prayer that I learned in practice. And the prayer is, let's just breathe it all in, and maybe we can even say it together. God is, I am, and so it is. And thank you for being here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. That was fun. Just
thank you. Thank you.